Thank you, everyone. So here we are today, and a wonderful session by Mahathir Zaman Bhai, and now we have Ms. Tina Jabeen with us. So she is representing Bangladesh Startup Bangladesh Limited, and we will be hearing about what are the startup ecosystem scenario in Bangladesh and what is her idea about AWS and how she is thinking that AWS can contribute towards this. And thank you, Ms. Tina Jabeen, for joining us. I think you can start your session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Farzana Frintisha, and also the panelists, and of course, AWS Amazon Web Services, which is one of the largest cloud provider in the world. I'm very pleased to see such an event taking place, specifically focused towards Bangladesh startup community. As Tisha mentioned, that I am representing Startup Bangladesh Limited, which is the first venture capital company funded, 100% funded by the government of Bangladesh, specifically ICT division. And I actually had the opportunity to meet with representatives from AWS quite a few years ago. At that time, we were just starting our grant project, which we all know as IDEA project, Innovation, Entrepreneurship, Design Academy. And in that project, we have funded so far about 158 startups, grant funding. And I know that in some of those startups, AWS actually provided some of the cloud services platforms, cloud credit, I think that's what you guys call it. Limited, which is a venture capital company, a very natural transition from the grant platform to a VC platform. And we are going to provide now equity financing to seed and growth stage startups and some other special category startups. And I feel that, AWS, as our startup community grows in Bangladesh, becomes stronger, the need for cloud platforms are even bigger, right? And I'm very happy to know that AWS is focusing in exploring how they can support our startup community, because data storage and data storage is very expensive for our startup. That is one of the things that they mention when we discuss how we can help them, not just with financing, but with other in-kind support. And this is an area, data storage area is a big expense item. So I'm hoping that, with this fantastic program that AWS has, and I think it's about credit of up to about $1 million for technology-enabled startups, this will be a very big support for our startup community. We have Shahoj and Jantrik, I know, as speakers in this panel, probably later, and they can probably speak more about how this type of support can really help our startup community in managing their cost and providing a non-financial type of help. So we know that there are lots of, all over the world, around the globe, there are lots of startups who are using AWS, and some of the big names are, Airbnb, Stripe, and Netflix, and whatnot. So I hope that, in the near future, we would say that, we have a couple of unicorns who used AWS or who are using AWS as their, cloud service provider. Very briefly about Startup Bangladesh Limited. So we just incorporated in March 2020. And as I said, it is a VC arm by the ICT division. Our mission is really to support and foster the startup ecosystem in Bangladesh. So although we are going to run as a venture capital fund, which means, very rigorous due diligence and, performance metrics and whatnot. We are very open and welcoming to startups and any other platforms such as AWS in coming up with partnerships and in any areas which may help the startups, and that can be probably the some of the startups that we will invest in. Probably AWS can be one of the service providers. We can explore that type of partnerships. Other than that, we are also going to assist and support accelerators, university accelerators, or accelerators such as Grameen Phone accelerators, usual accelerators who are working in Bangladesh. Additionally, we can partner with universities, global universities, in supporting any areas which is going to help and develop our startup ecosystem. So with that, I'm going to kind of transition or transfer the microphone to the conductor of the program, Farzana Afrin Tisha. And I'm here to ask questions. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Jabeen. That was really wonderful to hear about all the initiative that would be taken by Startup Bangladesh Limited. We're really looking forward to see some unicorns from this industry who will be thriving in the global scene. Thank you.